It's 9 a.m. Central. That means Small Business Mornings is on the air. I'm your host, Pat Miller, the Idea Coach. On today's show, there's a big thing happening today. In fact, it might be the biggest thing that affects the most people in the country. The Apple event 2023 is today. What can we expect? What are they going to announce? It could be bigger than you think. I traveled to Madison, Wisconsin yesterday for an Idea Collective networking event, and I think I'm going to open a new business. I think this whole Idea Collective thing is just not what I need to do. I was inspired for a $1 billion enterprise. I'll share that with you. I also have an idea I could use your feedback on. So I want to share something, and this is legit, something I'm really working on in the lab, and I want you to give me some feedback. And I have a meme of the day that's just perfect for the inspiration that you need to get going. And our question of the day: do you work in silence or do you work with music? Seems like there's team silence and team music. We will talk about both of those things. You found Small Business Mornings. It's a daily live stream for solopreneurs and small business owners. I bring small business owners together every morning at 9 a.m. Central. We catch up on the news and we build a community with one another. As a result, we kind of know each other and we'll be able to work together to grow our businesses. The mission is simple: don't grow it alone. Now, if you're like these fine people, Geck, great to see you. Teresa, good morning. Mitch is already throwing Aaron Rodgers jokes into the thing. Oof. Say good morning in the chat and let us know that you are there. That way we know we aren't growing it alone, because I want this to be a two-way conversation where you're weighing in on what I'm talking about and everyone knows that we are all going in the same direction to build our business. So make sure when you tune in, drop into the chat and say hello. We lead off the news today, good morning, Megan, with the Apple event. The Apple event 2023 is today. And when you think about things that Americans get excited about, ooh, boy, is there anything that we love more than selling stuff? Boy, do we love it when big companies sell us stuff. It's one of the things that we just, it presses a button inside our American soul that's unique. That feeling that, hey, the new Jordans are out, or, ooh, that concert's going on sale, or, hey, it's Black Friday, let's go spend a ton of money. We love it when giant companies sell us stuff. It's that fine smell of capitalism. It's rooted in who we are. And today is the biggest capitalism event of the year. Now, is it revenue-wise bigger than Amazon's Amazon Day? Probably. I don't know if it's bigger than Black Friday, but it's definitely unique. Today is a big deal because today at noon Central Time, the Apple event is happening. Now, if you think about the Apple event, and they're going to announce some phones and stuff today, there isn't a non-breathing item in your home that you are more attached to than your phone. And depending on the day and how the teenagers are behaving, maybe even not that. I mean, if you're the parent of a teenager, you know what I mean. A recent study said we check our phone 96 times a day. 96 times a day we pick this thing up. And almost 90% of us have a smartphone in the US, and Apple has nearly a 60% market share. That means walking around right now, today, in the US alone, there are, rough math, about 190 million iPhones in the US wild right now. And if you zoom out a little bit, this is the most universal connection that we have. It's more than any website. It's more than any streaming service. It's more than any music. It's even bigger than Amazon. Amazon has 148 million customers in the US, 190 million iPhones walking around. So when you combine the fact that we love to buy stuff from big companies, love it. We love it. We love it. We love it. And the biggest product in the country. That means the Apple reveal is going to be a big deal because they're going to woo, 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 woo. That's them hypnotizing you. Woo, 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 woo. They're going to reveal the latest product that will hypnotize us, and we will pay attention, whip out our credit card, and buy the damn thing. But there's a problem. There's a problem. A couple of problems, actually. When it comes to phones, what is left to innovate? What are they going to say today that makes you go, wow, my Apple iPhone 14 is no longer good enough. I need to upgrade to a 15. What could they possibly say? They've made so many innovations with your phone. They even brought back flip phones. Ooh, now we have the phone that flips. Listen, bro, I'm old enough that I had a flip phone, okay? I've seen that before. What are they going to do? Like they're bringing back like fashion styles. This one goes in your car. 5% faster. Yawn. Oh, a better camera. Snore. Some cloud file syncing. Come on. Seriously. What are they going to do? What are they going to reveal today? Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, Lisa. What are they going to reveal today that makes you go, oh my God, I must buy that now? Now, Apple's really good at this, so I'm sure they're going to come up with something. Here's the rumor. And this shows how much we love buying stuff. There's even a website, which you've seen, macrumors.com. There are rumors about a business that sells us stuff. That's how much we love to buy stuff from businesses. But here are the rumors of what might get announced. Might get announced at a corporate event today at noon, and everyone's excited. The iPhone 15, the iPhone 15 Plus, Pro, and Pro Max. And the rumor is, and they reported this breathlessly, like, oh my God, you're not going to believe it. These are the innovations we're left with. They're replacing the model only on the Pro, but they're replacing the model with titanium instead of whatever material it is. So it's a little bit lighter and a little bit thinner. Cool. Cool story, bro. Oh, and we really need to tip our cap to the EU right now because the EU is single-handedly not allowing companies to run off with our privacy and not allowing them to do stupid things. So the EU told Apple, finally, someone told Apple, yeah, that proprietary lightning port thing that you do, get that out of here. So they're supposedly removing the lightning port and going back to a USB-C plug like every other charging device on the planet. So props to the EU for standing up and saying that. We also might get an Apple Watch, and we also might hear them say something about VR called Vision Pro. And will they talk about AI? Will they talk about AI? That's something that we're waiting to see what Apple's going to do. Because certainly Apple will do something with AI eventually. But I need theme music for this. But, oh yeah, no, not Rick. No, oh no. I need theme music. Because the conspiracy theory hat is coming out. Oh yes, it's time to talk conspiracy. Oh. Okay, God, that's ridiculous. Here, maybe put one side down. That's a little better. Okay, It is foil lined to make sure that I can ward off any conspiracy rays. Okay. There's a conspiracy theory that I have here because there's one big announcement that I'm waiting on. And when that happens, all bets are off. AI will be one of them, but this is not the one I'm specifically looking for. Let's put yourself in Apple's shoes. What do you do when you are universally popular? There's no way, or unlikely, that any of your innovations to grow the customer base, to increase the number of people carrying your phone, will work. And you've already sold or given away everybody's data for advertising. Like, you've won capitalism. What do you do next? Well, you have to invent new ways to make money from them. And you're not going to make, yes, you'll continue to sell devices. 190 million of us are carrying one of these darn things. And that's just Apple. Okay, fine. You'll continue to replace the hardware. I'm sure there's a ridiculous margin. Good for you. But if you want to continue to explode your business, how do you make more money from them? And I think Twitter is headed there too. This is where the conspiracy theory hat comes on. The conspiracy thing. When will Apple or Twitter completely become your bank? That's the conspiracy. The idea today that we keep our money in another place and we have credit card companies that allow us to pay for stuff and walk away. There will come a day when that becomes antiquated, not because banks aren't great. We love banks. And not because credit card companies don't work. Fine. But this universal bond and this connection that we have with our devices, this phone, is unlike any relationship that I can ever think of, ever. What has happened in this little piece of metal and glass, or titanium, is unique. And our relationship with it is so unique because it's not only our navigator, our library, our curiosity engine. It contains all of our relationships, all of our plans, all of our memories, and soon it will take another step towards all of our financial data, which then unlocks the opportunity. Anything I want in the world will come from this. Not only ordering things like we do now, but experiences where Apple Pay has already started it. When will they go to the next step that I just send my paycheck to Apple and I just boop, boop, boop. I don't even carry a wallet. Oh, you want my ID? Here, Ossifer, here's my ID. They're already on their way there. And if you can't continue to explode your revenue by selling more devices, they're already getting, like 30 or 40% of every app that you pay for? They're already winning the music game. They have a streaming service, so they're already getting streaming revenue. But this last step, who knows if it's the last? There's a theory out there that Amazon and perhaps Apple are going to get into healthcare too. So is this the last? I don't know. But it's definitely a change that is most likely going to come, where they become your bank. That's what the conspiracy hat is for, because I'm kind of just following the money. And when in doubt, follow the money. And you'll find where everything is going. So if you're new to the show, the reason why this goofy hat sits on the set over here, it's the conspiracy theory hat. And it's here for when we're having a fun conversation about what if and what might be and what if this thing happened. So this is like when I'm not reporting facts and this is like, hey, what if they are XYZ? It doesn't come out very often, but today the conspiracy theory hat needed to be whipped out. Now, I'm putting into the chat the link for the Apple event at noon today. So if you'd like to see the Apple event, it's on that YouTube page. And they have like 150 YouTube subscribers. They've got like 25,000 people sitting in the waiting room right now. Like they're already in the room waiting for the event that starts in 3 hours. So if you'd like to see the event, you can do it on that YouTube link that I just shared. Thank you, Conspiracy Theory Hat. I appreciate you. Traveled to Madison, Wisconsin yesterday, had a great time over there. And as I was driving for the Idea Collective networking event, I was inspired to open a new business. So I thought to myself, wow, this is a big opportunity. Now, if you haven't been to Madison, Wisconsin, it's the state capital and the home to our university system. So it's way more granola than where I live here in the suburbs of Milwaukee. And I noticed something that I think is pretty lucrative, pretty dang lucrative. And this is a ground floor opportunity if you'd like to make some money. I should just get out my Apple Pay and you can like send me money. So if you think this is a good idea, you can get in on the ground floor. You can invest in this business because there's money to be made here. I think this Idea Collective thing I'm doing is pretty good, but I think this new idea is probably 10x the size. You ready for the idea? I'm going to make so much freaking money. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open a Subaru dealership in Madison. Have you driven in Madison, Wisconsin before? I'm driving down the road, not in a Subaru. Driving, and Subarus are fine, but I'm driving down the road and I'm noticing the cars that I'm passing. Subaru, 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 Tesla, Subaru, 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 Tesla, Subaru. It was amazing. It was a Subaru parade, which again is just like Twinkies yesterday. When you say Subaru repeatedly, it's a lot of fun to say. Say it with me. Subaru. Isn't that a fun word to say? I'm telling you, it's a big money opportunity. Big money opportunity. The only thing that might be more valuable in Madison than being a Subaru dealer is being a sticker dealer for people's Subarus. Like, I'm not going to sell you the Subaru, but I'm going to sell you all the stickers to put in the back of your Subaru. Telling you. Big money opportunity. We did have fun in Madison yesterday, though. The Idea Collective's Creative Connections event. Met a whole bunch of new people, introduced them to the Idea Collective, and we welcomed a new member. Lisa Robb joined the community. She's a life coach, a speaker, and the founder of Raining Glitter Coaching. So Lisa, welcome to the community. And we also announced a new event. We are going to do an Idea Collective Creative Connections here in Milwaukee. October 9th, Bank 59 is the host, of course, on North Avenue in Brookfield. So Monday, October 9th, 4 to 6 p.m. Going to do some networking, going to do some idea slamming. We're going to give away some prizes and have a good time. So this is a fun new event hosted by the one and only JB, Jennifer Buchholz. So join us, will you? October 9th, Bank 59 for some creative connections. And Jeff McCarthy, our friend at Bank 59, thank you for hosting us. We appreciate it. And how's my Achilles? See, another joke. Another joke. Did you see that? They're referencing, of course, Aaron Rodgers, the former Packers quarterback, who I cannot stand, got into his first drive last night of Monday Night Football with his new team, the New York Jets, and promptly blew out his Achilles. I think he made 3 or 4 passes, didn't even complete a pass, blew out his Achilles. The rumor is he's done for the season. I don't make fun of injury. I don't wish on injury on anyone, but that is crushing for Jets fans. So that happened. If you're just joining us, this is Small Business Mornings. It's a daily live stream for solopreneurs and small business owners. I'm your host, Pat Miller, the Idea Coach. My job is to bring small business owners together every morning, 9 a.m. Central. We catch up on the news. We work together so we can grow our businesses with one another. It's all a part of our mission. Don't grow it alone. Speaking of, we're going to do our question of the day coming up, which is our question of the day was, Do you listen to music or do you work in silence? So I want to hear from you on that in a minute. And we have a great meme for you that just totally encapsulates how I'm feeling this morning. But I had an idea. Can we do a little bit of an idea slam for me? Because there's something that I'm thinking about that I want your feedback on. If you want to participate, I'll need you in the chat for this. I came up with a new line, and this is for real, by the way. There's no goofy conspiracy theory hat or Rick the Business Beaver. Like, this is just you and me talking here. I came up with a new line for something, and I think it works. And I just want to get your feedback. So inside the Idea Collective, our online community for small business owners, and on the air and in person at our Creative Connections, we do idea slams. Now, if you don't know what an idea slam is, it's a big group brainstorming session. It's kind of mastermind style, where we get everyone around in a circle who wants to talk about something. We give someone the floor, and then we brainstorm for that person. It's very clear cut. But there's been kind of a problem ever since we started doing it. And I've been trying to think, how do I solve this problem? And I think I may have come up with a way. So I definitely want to get your feedback on this. Everyone enjoys our meetings. Like, we always have fun. And even the people that don't get up on stage in front of everybody else, they give us positive feedback because they like brainstorming. It's a fun activity. But the problem has been not everyone connects brainstorming with their own personal needs. Think about it. Think about what you have to do today. No matter what it is you have to do today, do you need brainstorming right now? Maybe not. Maybe you need to make a sale, or you need to make a big proposal to someone, or maybe you're sending an important email, or maybe you have a one-on-one meeting, or maybe you're fulfilling whatever it is that you sell. Like, you're working today. There's brainstorming time and there's working time, right? You might not need brainstorming. But here's the kind of repositioning I'm thinking about, or at least additional positioning that I'm thinking about. What if we just talked about your business? Would you like to share what you're building and work through the sticky parts that aren't working as well as they could, or the parts that you want to grow and you'd like them to grow more? Well, that's a different muscle than just brainstorming. So I'm playing with the phrase feedback is a gift. It's a phrase that I've heard so many times. I love the phrase. It's a phrase that was told to me when I was working in corporate, and it's really a true statement. Feedback is a gift. And when you get the chance to share something with someone and they give their feedback back to you, it's truly a gift. Because here's what we know, and tell me if this sounds familiar. It's almost impossible to work on your own business with the proper perspective. Lisa Rabel, marketing genius, on the call this morning, we've talked about this many times. Lisa helps businesses with their marketing, but sometimes Lisa's marketing, respectfully, isn't as good as she wants it to be because it's really hard to work on your own stuff. Your marketing is spectacular, Lisa. I'm not being critical of it. But if you had a Lisa to work on your marketing, it would be better, don't you think? Of course it would be. We would all be better at what we do if we didn't have to do it for ourselves, no matter what the thing is that we do. So 9 times out of 10, when someone else who is properly invested in your success and cares about you can see some stuff more clearly than you can see it, you can't read the label from the inside of the bottle. Doesn't that make sense? See, Lisa, you know what I mean. You're amazing. I'm not being critical of you. But if I had Lisa do my marketing, it would be way better because she's an outsider. She's not attached to everything the way that I am. So inside the idea slams, I'm thinking about running with the phrase feedback is a gift. That doesn't mean that we need to do no brainstorming. Brainstorming has its place, and we'll do that in the idea slams. But feedback is a gift because it can really be helpful. And it kind of summarizes the idea slams, my personal VIP mastermind groups that I host for people, the idea collective, everything. Because today, right now, if the Idea Collective wasn't around, collective members, where would you go for feedback? You can't do it at networking. Hi, I'm Pat. Can you tell me what you think of this? Can't do that. That's not what networking is for. And you can't pick the brain of people who get paid to have their brains picked. As someone who gets paid to have their brain picked, it's pretty frustrating when people say, hey, can I pick your brain? Bro, come on. The phrase that we saw that, I think that was a meme of the day a couple of months ago. You can pick my brain when you pick your payment. I thought that was funny. So this is kind of like the secret ingredient of what's happening inside the Idea Collective and what we're building on this show and what we're doing at our Creative Connections events, what we're doing everywhere. Feedback is a gift. So I'm going to begin playing with that. And if you want to offer some feedback, I think that would be great. Diana was at the event yesterday and she offered some feedback too about how feedback may be misinterpreted a little bit. Feedback might be intimidating because, wait, people are going to give me feedback. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Absolutely. I think that's a really good point. And yes, Leanne says that it makes Gek, yes, would love this. Well, Gek, that's what we do in the Idea Slams. And you've been hanging around our shows here, but I don't think you've come to a meeting yet. Maybe that better explains what we're actually doing inside the Idea Slams. So leading into that, if you've been watching the show and you want to try it, Gek, that's what the Backstage Brainstorm is about. That's what we're doing tomorrow. So tomorrow, 3 o'clock Central, for everyone that's watching the show, if you're a community member or not, we're going to do some networking, and then we're going to do an Idea Slam where, say it with me, feedback is a gift. See, that makes sense, doesn't it? And I can still do my idea coach thing and help you see things from different perspectives and ask you big questions and do what I do. But the most important pieces of feedback that happen in an Idea Slam is when you say, hey, has anyone ever done this before? And someone else goes, oh yeah, I have, don't. Or, hey friends, I'm thinking about making this investment. And they say, ooh, yeah, I did that. It was awesome. When you have people that have done it before and been where you're trying to go, everything gets easier. So anyway, I was thinking about that during my drive back from Madison, where I was counting Subarus along the way. And I thought, that makes a lot of sense. So feedback is a gift. It's what we do in the Idea Slams. And I would love to see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock Central, where we get to meet one another, do some networking, and do some brainstorming together. Okay. If you want to get our meme of the day, it's happening now. And I need to promote someone. Can I promote someone? I established my co-host is Rick the Business Beaver, right? Rick is here when I need to talk to someone other than you. And I realized that I wanted someone to talk to that didn't talk back. I just wanted another person to talk at. So that's why Rick is here. You're here so we can just talk with one another when I want some feedback or you're giving me your feedback on something. But we also have someone that needs to be promoted because we do a meme of the day. Meme of the day every day. And sometimes I don't get my hands on enough memes to fulfill the meme of the day. So I'm going to promote someone. This is my first promotion on the staff of Small Business Mornings, but it's time to promote someone. Oh yes, Abby Miller, my lovely wife. She's getting a promotion. She's no longer merely my wife. She is now the director of meme here at the Small Business Morning Show. Because I don't know how she does it, but she comes up with a lot of the memes that you see here on the air. And by the way, if you see a meme, send it to me. Because if it comes on the air, I'm going to shout out to you as well. But I want to say a big thank you to the new director of meme, Abby Miller, who shared today's meme of the day. So maybe this feels like you today. Are you ready? Here's our meme of the day from our director of meme. Here's a work tip. Stand up, stretch, take a walk, go to the airport, get on a plane, never return. Work tip. Here's a great idea for you. Like, it had me halfway through. I'm like, oh yeah, stand up and stretch. Take a walk. That's really good advice. Oh, go. Oh, yes. Sold. Oh, that made us laugh. Yes. Director of meme, Teresa. Don't downgrade her to master of memes. She's the director of meme. Yes. And if she continues working hard, she may get promoted someday to CMO, the Chief Meme Officer here at Small Business Mornings. And by the way, if you're joining us, thank you for tuning in. You've missed the conspiracy theory hat coming out where we talked about the Apple event. We got some feedback on feedback, which is a little bit meta. And we're going to talk about our question of the day now. So you get to participate. Here is our question of the day. Do you work in silence or do you work with music on? I love our Idea Slam calls because Andrea Hubbard always calls in and she plays rock and roll music in the background. So whenever she opens her mic, I type into the chat, I play Name That Tune with what it is. Oh, that's Boston. Oh, Aerosmith. It's entertaining to me being a former DJ. All right, so Geck, thank you very much. Geck says, I got to have music on. It's a must. The presidents of the United States of America. Wow. That is a call out right there. You had him on before the show. Thanks for calling, for sharing, Geck. So what do you do? Do you like to have music on in the background or do you need silence? Stephanie says, I need noise, music or movies, TV shows in the background. Yep. And then Mitch says, more often than not, silence. But when I remember music, especially Taylor Swift right now, well, you're just so dialed into the culture, Mitch. When I think cool dudes that are on the cutting edge of today, Thunder is the guy that I think about. So that's awesome. Let's see. Leanne, my family is so loud that I look forward to silence. Oh, that's awesome. Megan says, I like silence. Teresa uses music. And Lisa says, silence. Silence! Easily distracted when in creative mode. I use music as a tool. When I worked at the radio station, meaning when I had people around me, and Beebs, who's a member of the community, I don't know if she's on today, but Beebs, who used to work with me at the radio station, knew if you could hear my music outside my door, that meant don't come in. Because when I was working for someone else, and usually when they asked me to do something I didn't want to do or didn't agree with, I needed really loud, angry music to deal with it. So you're walking down the halls of WTMJ radio and they're doing their Brewers game or whatever it is. And you walk by an office that is just blaring Pantera, like, rah, 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 like loud. And I would often use the volume as the louder it went, the more pissed I was. So the team at the radio station knew, it can wait. Something bad is going on. The question of the day is generated today by a new study. So I was flipping through studyfinds.org, as I do every day to get ready for the show. And they said that music being played while kids are doing math can improve their grades. Music helps kids do math better. It makes it more enjoyable, it keeps them engaged, and it alleviates their fear about math. And they reported significant improvements over time. So if you're playing music, maybe your brain is like working better. Let's see, Jennifer Aniston. Keep on saying Jennifer Aniston. I'm just going to call you that from now on, Jennifer Anderson. Depends on the task, sometimes quiet, sometimes not. And yes, Geck, music is a tool. Mood and energy, absolutely. But the music is like tools picked specifically. If it's time to, and remind me to tell you about Brain FM. Okay. Remind me to tell you about Brain FM. I will play one style of music if I need to get stuff done. And then I'll play one very specific album if I need to think bigly. To get stuff done, for some reason, the album that works for me is Metallica's Justice for All and Justice for All. That's the one. I don't know why that album or Metallica in general, but there's just something rhythmic and driving about Metallica that just makes my brain go, get it done, get it done, get it done. Like that. This morning, I was listening to And Justice for All this morning because I had only like 45 minutes to get ready for today's show. And cheat code, just as we're getting to know one another here, or as we're getting to know the show, when you see me in a hoodie, that means I'm like skidding into the show with two wheels, like barely making it on air by 9 a.m. That's why the hoodie. I'm not even pretending that I am not in business attire today. But yes, Metallica, to get stuff done. And to be creative, it is the greatest album of all time, Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd. I probably listened to that thing 500 times while building the Idea Collective. So yes, music can be really useful. It can also be a distraction for sure, but it's always fun to have that conversation because music is good and I highly recommend it. Oh, Brain FM. Supposed to tell you about Brain FM. Okay. There's an app on the phone called Brain.fm. Brain.fm. And what it does is it creates, I think it's AI generated, but it creates background music. And you can pick from a huge amount of styles of background music. Everything from techno to orchestral to rain sounds, like noise, basically. And it's programmed in a way that they claim puts you into the right zone to get stuff done. So I saw this thing and I'm like, okay, fine. Well, how good could it be? Holy cow. This thing works, Brain.fm. I've been a subscriber now for several months. So sometimes when you got to do something and listening to like melodies isn't going to work, I put on this Brain FM and just like I'm brought into the zone in a hurry. So if you have a hard time focusing, but you do like having noise on in the background, Brain.fm. It's a pretty cool thing. All right, we talked about the Backstage Brainstorm event that's happening tomorrow at 3 o'clock Central. If you're watching the show and you haven't been a part of what we're doing yet, I'd like to meet you and your business. We will do our Idea Slam meeting where feedback is a gift. See how nice that is? Feedback is a gift. And we'll talk all about the Idea Collective. So I'd love to meet you tomorrow here for a Backstage Brainstorm at 3 o'clock Central. And we also unveiled our new Creative Connections event just going live. It's going to happen at Bank 59, October 9th, 4 until 6 p.m. It's going to be great. Okay, is there anything that we didn't cover? Questions, comments, and sarcastic remarks before we log off for today? No? Well, I want to thank you for joining us. This is Small Business Mornings, a daily live stream for solopreneurs and small business owners. I'm your host, Pat Miller, the Idea Coach. We're bringing small business owners together every morning at 9 a.m. Central to catch up on the news so we can work together to grow our businesses. It's all part of the mission. Don't grow it alone. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be right here tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Central. Will you?